So at a young age, I really wanted to go wild rice picking too. I've always wanted to be not so confined to an island.
My name is Clifford Bull. I'm the chief of Lac Seul First Nation, and I want to talk today about our rice project and a little bit of history of rice picking in Lac Seul. Lac Seul's always had rice in their territory. It was always the main staple of food for our ancestors, even today. Every fall they would come here and set up their tents, and people would enjoy the serenity, the beauty, the wildlife that's here. It's just so tranquil, and it's good for the soul. And reliving those traditions, I think, is very important, and learning those traditions is very important for our children to keep our nation alive and respected, and it continues. We don't want to lose that. But there was unfortunately, a big event happened in the early 30s where the water was raised around 12 feet, and which devastated, of course, the rice fields, the homeland of our nation. Burial grounds, homes went under, farmland, burial sites devastated. And the result of that flood, the rice was adversely impacted.
I'm Dr. Martha Dowsley. I'm a professor of anthropology and geography at Lakehead University in Thunder Bay, and I'm working on Wild Rice Project with Lac Seul First Nation. My colleague, Dr. Jill Taylor-Hollings, and I were invited by Lac Seul First Nation to work with them on the restoration of their relationship with wild rice. In Anishinaabe-Mowin, wild rice is called Manomin. Manomin served as a main carbohydrate for many Indigenous communities, including the community at Obishkokong or Lac Seul in northwestern Ontario.
My name is Raymond Anjganep. I'm 62 years old. I was born in June 30, 1962. And I was born to a family of 14 siblings. I knew about wild rice. I knew that there was money to be made. I seen people picking wild rice, and I seen them selling it. I've always wanted to hunt. I was a hunter. And I can only hunt around the island. I can only fish from the shore. Things like that. So, one day, there was plans to go live in Rice Lake, and go rice picking. So that's what I wanted to do. And my brother asked me if I wanted to go. I was about 11 years old. And he told me, "You're going to be my paddler. You're going to be working all day." So I said, "Okay." So I went.
In the early summer of 1934, the Ontario government began flooding Lac Seul to create a reservoir for electricity production for Winnipeg and the gold mines at Red Lake. Water levels suddenly rose by about 8 feet, drowning out homes, farms, and roads. The nearshore aquatic habitat simply disappeared, and with it, over 2,000 acres of wild rice beds. The shoreline was forever changed. Manomin only survived in a few small lakes peripheral to Lac Seul, thanks to community members who transported it out of the flood-affected basin and replanted it along rivers and lakes, hoping it would grow and feed them again.
And when I moved here, about 1985, I think that's when hydro came in and they started having fridges. You believe that? 39 years ago, wasn't it? When they flooded us in 1929, we were the last ones to get hydro. uh,
Today, the people of Lac Seul are working to strengthen their relationship with Manomin by creating a culture camp for the community.
this year is more of a planning year. We're just doing buildings right now and site preparation this year, and hopefully next year we'll have a program as part of the curriculum at school. You can go spend a few days at the rice camp here and learn about our culture, our traditions, our stories in relation to rice, wild rice. We'd like to reintroduce wild rice here, perhaps even make it an economy out of it, maybe market it eventually once we introduce it and replant it. And we're building a cabin as well on top of this ridge here, where we're going to perhaps do some storytelling from our elders that are here about rice picking and some stories that they want to share. We want to teach our young people how to pick rice as well.
Yeah.
Yep. But the other thing you can do with rice is you could fry it. You get it on a hot pan and you put the kernels on there, just a little bit of oil, and it pops up like a Rice Krispie. And then when you put it on a plate, you put a little bit of sugar on there. And as a boy, that was candy to me. And it tasted wonderful. Yeah, the taste was absolutely...
The taste was really flavorful. Manomin was such a big part of our lives, but it nearly disappeared. So now we want to care for the remaining rice beds, nurture them, help them grow, spread the seeds. We're really determined to restore Manomin on our traditional territory. We're dreaming of a future where everyone can enjoy eating Manomin again.